Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our maths class and hope all of you are keeping well. If you remember in last class, I discussed about the mean deviation about the mean and mean deviation about the median. And I told you we are having three type of the question. That is the simple observation. Then I can say that group data with a frequency, and then after data is given in the form of distribution, that class and group. So in this three types question, yesterday I could solve two type of only. That's simple observation, and if the observation is given in the group form, like a frequency form, then we have done all this. But today, I want to do one more question, or I can say two more questions. One is for mean deviation about the mean, and one is for mean deviation about the median. In both, we are free to use any of these three methods what has learned by we people to find the mean. We can find the mean by direct method, we can find the mean by assume mean method, we can find mean by, I can say, step deviation method also. It is up to we people ki by which method we are going to find mean, and then after getting mean, that will be represented by x bar, and again we will follow the same thing. We will find one column that is mod of xi minus x bar, and after getting mod of xi minus x bar, we will find fi into mod of xi minus x bar and the sigma of this one, and then we will use formula that mean deviation about mean is equal to sigma fi mod of xi minus x bar upon sigma fi. So what I am thinking, this formula is not new for you. Already you must have used too many times in a class, and definitely some different type of So I'm going to discuss some question here. I'm going to solve one question where we have to do that mean deviation about the mean or median. So you can go through the examples also. All these things are there, but even then I want to do one question for you people. So here you can see question number 12 is there. In question number 12, I have to find the mean deviation about the median for the following data. In previous questions also we have done the same thing. We got the mean deviation about the mean, we got the mean deviation about the median, and we had followed that sigma fi xi whatever formula are there, xi minus m or xi minus x bar, we had applied. But the thing is that in different form, in different type of the observation, we have to use different formula to find mean or median. That is the most important thing here, and you can see what I am going to tell you in question number 12 only. You can see in question number 12, observations are like that. Question 04 class interval is it's 0 to 6, then it's 6 to 12, 12 to 18, 18 to 24, and then 24 to 30. Frequency as given as 4, 5, 3, 6 and 2. I think I have to find the relative frequency to find the median. So that should be 4, 9, 12, 18 and 20. So here I have got sigma fi that is equal to 20. I can write n is equal to 20. When I got the median, the first of all I told you I should find n upon 2. Here also I am trying to find n upon 2. That is equal to 20 upon 2 is equal to 10. Now 10 will come in this one. So I can say this is the median class. If this is the median class, so I can write n is equal to 12. This is right from this. N is equal to 12. And in formula, as you know, I have to use that f and probability will be 3 and CF. R capital C also written in your book. I may write 9 because it's written that preceding cumulative frequency. Simply I can say that preceding cumulative frequency. So I took here that is 9. And now C. R. I told you that class size has been written by C in your book. That can be written by H also. No problem is there. So the small c is I think 6. Now I can find here median, that is equal to L plus n upon 2 minus CF upon F into C. When I substitute the value, then I will get 12 plus n upon 2 is 10 minus CF is 9 upon F is 3 into 6. So what I am thinking, it is 12 plus 10 minus 9 is 1 and that is 2, that is 2, that is 14. I am going to mean as a 14. And now I may have one of this column and another column is there. Then this one I may write mod of xi minus m. Mod of xi minus m, and this column will be fi mod of xi minus m. So first of all xi minus m 4 minus, okay, first of all I should find xi also, and then after we can do this work. Actually I have not found here xi. So before writing this one, I can write here xi, and then after we can do all these things. So I can find firstly xi, that is the midpoint, and then after I write all these things. That is the xi, and then after we will write here xi minus m. Another column will be there. Fi mod of xi minus m. Okay. Now, how to find xi? I think I told you that L1 plus L2 upon 2 of each and every interval. So 0 plus 6 upon 2 will be 3. 12 plus 6 upon 8 will be 9. And 18 plus 12, that is 30. 30 upon 2 will be how much? Sorry. 12 plus 6 is 18, 18 upon 2 is 9, and then after I am having 18 plus 12, 18 plus 12 is 30, 30 upon 2 is 15, and this one is I think 42, and 42 upon 2 is 21, and then plus 6, 27 of that take. Actually, what is the class size? The same difference we will get between the two xi are between two midpoints. So we really not worried about it. Once we can write as 6, then 3 plus 6 is 9, plus 6 is 15, plus 6 is 21, plus 6 is 27. We can write. Now, as I told you, xi minus m, that is 14. 3 minus 14 will be minus 11, but mod is there. I may write 11. 9 minus 14 is 5, 15 minus 14 is 11, 21 minus 14 is 7, and 27 minus 14 is 13. Now, I have to find fi f into xi minus m. 4 into 11 is 44, 5 into 5 is 25, 3 into 1 is 3, 6 into 7 is 42, and 2 into 13 is 26. Again I am repeating myself as I told you in previous days, in previous topics. Whenever we are doing such type of question, we should be very careful regarding our calculation. Sometimes it happens we are following all these methods correctly, but we are doing some mistake in the starting only, and because of this initial mistake I can say that our whole question can be wrong. So this time we will be helpless. We can't do anything because that whole things are wrong. Okay, so you have to be very careful for all these things while solving the question. Be little bit serious and if there is any doubt, if you are feeling that some doubts are there, or maybe we have done some mistake, then go through it again. You can check whether we have done correctly or not. Okay. Now you may find sigma Fi xi, that is equal to 5 plus 4 is 9 plus 3 is 12 and 12 plus 8 is 20. In hand I am having 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12 plus 2 is 14. 140 I have got. It is sigma xi minus m. And what can I write? After getting all these things, the last point is there. It is mean deviation about the median. Sigma fi mod of xi minus m upon sigma fi. And now you can see it's 140 upon 20, that can be written as 7. This 7 will be the answer for this question. And okay, there is no problem in this question. Now I am going to discuss about the variance. We have to discuss about variance, and okay, there will be no problem in variance also. That is an easy topic. Actually, in variance, again I have to use some new formula, but side by side we have to take care that in mean deviation about the mean or about the median, we are having only one formula, that xi minus x bar. We use different formula to find the x bar. After using the different formula to find the x bar, we were not having any new formula to find the mean deviation about the mean. Simply we are having only one thing, mean deviation about the mean, that is sigma fi mod of xi minus x bar upon sigma fi. Now we had followed the different formula, or we had used the different formula to find the x bar. After using the different formula to find the x bar, we were not having any new formula to find the mean deviation about the mean. But in variance, we may have some new formula to find it. Okay. So first of all, I am going to discuss about the variance which I is given in the simple observation. Then we will discuss about the group data also. So wait for a few minutes, and then I am trying to do all these things, and I will try to discuss everything for you people. Let me tell you how to find it. First I am talking about the simple observation. Okay, and then I will discuss about the group data. Now in simple observation, if I am having anything to discuss, first of all, what can I write? I want to tell you simply here. If I am having to find the variance, first of all, I want to tell you that square root of the variance will be called the standard deviation. That is the first thing. Now variance is there, and it is written as sigma xi minus x bar the whole square upon n for the simple observation. Listen me very carefully what I said. Sigma fi minus sigma xi minus x bar the whole square upon n as a simple observation. When I will simplify the same thing, we may use one that shortcut method to calculate that variance, and that will be sigma xi square upon n minus x bar square. Listen me very carefully what I said, that variance can be written in this way, and this is sigma xi minus x bar whole square upon n. This is our first formula to find variance. Okay, again I am repeating myself. It is our first formula to find the variance. But at the same time, I may write that after simplification we will get x sigma xi square upon n minus x bar square. We can find in this way also, sigma xi square upon n minus x bar the square, and this one is the simplest form of this one. If I use that formula x a minus b the whole square, definitely I'll get like that xi the square minus plus x bar the square minus 2xi into x bar divided by what? N. And when I'll separate it, I'll get sigma xi square upon n minus 2x bar sigma xi upon n, that can be written as x bar because we are having formula x bar is equal to sigma xi upon n. It can be written as I can say x bar, and then after we are having x bar square. I am having x bar square also, so I can get easily here 2x square. I told you 2xi to x bar, 2xi. So xi upon n will be written as x bar. So I will have minus 2x bar square plus x bar square. I can get minus x bar square. So I don't think you will have any problem because of this, and easily we can get that variance of this given observation. And after getting the variance, if I will find the square root, if I write the same thing like that, under root sigma xi square upon n minus x bar square, this one is called the standard deviation. This one is called the standard deviation of the given data. Hope you have got all these things. And now I am going to discuss with you people. Suppose that if our question is given in group data, what should I do? The same observation will be given in the form of the group. Then what should I do and how to find all these things? Let me tell you with a standard formula, and then I'll use that shortcut formula also. Simply, as we are having that sigma xi minus x bar the whole square upon n, at the place of this one I'll write now, if it is given in group data means fi is there, I can write it's sigma fi xi minus x bar the whole square and upon sigma fi. Again we may simplify it, and after simplification I'll get that's 1 upon n, and what I can say, sigma, yeah, we can separate it and we will get simply one thing, that is sigma fi xi square upon sigma fi minus x bar. Like at the place of this one we will write sigma fi xi square. When I simplify I get this one sigma fi xi square upon sigma fi and minus x bar square. No need to discuss about it how it has come, and we know very well, as I told you here I can write x bar is equal to sigma xi upon n. Here I can write x bar is equal to sigma fi xi upon n. So I don't think it's very new for you. It is the old things what we had learned already. Okay, so there are two ways to write this formula. Maybe we are writing it's sigma fi xi square upon sigma xi fi minus sigma fi xi upon sigma fi the whole square. In this way also we may write. So no need to worry about it how these things has come. And if I do one thing to find the standard deviation, I take simply under root of all these things. Sigma fi xi the whole square upon sigma fi minus sigma fi xi upon sigma fi the whole square. Maybe in your book it's not given in this form. Actually, your book is given 1 upon n outside. Definitely sigma fi is what? 1 upon n. So when I take 1 upon n outside, we have to take n square inside. N will come here, this will eliminate. and already I am having sigma fi xi the whole square. It can be taken easily outside. Okay. Now after knowing all these things, if I want to use the deviation method for these two, I am not talking about the interval form, I am talking about these two. If the observation is given in simple form or means ungroup and group, for both I am going to discuss with you people. Suppose that I want to use deviation method for this one, for this interval when it is given in a simple observation. So what should I write? I think all of you are knowing that di can be written as xi minus a. This word is not new for you, where a is the assumed mean. So I may write d is equal to xi minus a, and after using this formula simply I may write here that sigma di square upon n minus x bar, and at the place of x bar I may write here sigma di upon n the whole square. And the same thing when I discuss in the group form. When I discuss in group form, then I write here variance is equal to sigma fi bi square upon sigma fi n minus x bar, that is sigma fi bi upon sigma fi the whole square. I can write all these things directly to find the variance, and after getting variance, when I take the square root of these things, I can get standard deviation. Now one more thing is left to find the mean deviation and standard deviation for the class interval. If it is given in class interval, then what should I do? And one more thing is there, as we have taken that deviation, we may use step deviation also, and to find the step deviation no problem is there. Simple one thing, as you wrote in previous topic, ui were written as di upon c, means xi minus a upon c. So no problem, I can write here to find the variance, that is equal to sigma fi ui square upon sigma fi minus sigma fi ui upon sigma fi the whole square, and then I will multiply by c square, where c is the class size. As I told you, in some books it's written as now hope it is well visible for you people. Few terms who are not visible, now it is visible. Listen me again what I said. I told you here di is deviation. Di is equal to, simply I can write xi minus a, where a is the assumed mean. Maybe if you will go through the different book, that a can be written as capital A or small a, it's not difficult task for us. We should know what is the a. A is assumed mean. Okay. Now after knowing a, as I told you directly, we are having formula to find that if x is there, I may use this formula sigma fi xi minus x bar the whole square upon sigma fi. After simplification, the same thing can be written in this one. This formula will be also used. And in this one, if I use x bar is equal to sigma fi xi upon n r, it will be n means sigma fi. I may use this formula also to find variance. There is no problem. There is no problem. And when I find the square root of this variance, I can find the standard deviation. All these things I discuss here. But I told you if I want to find it by the deviation method, how to use deviation here. So first of all, I'll find di, and at the place of xi, everywhere I use di. That much only I told you. Listen me again what I said. At the place of xi, everywhere I should use di, and we will get our formula in this one. Now one more thing I want to add here. If I want to use step deviation method, first one was deviation and then second one was step deviation, or I can say first one was assumed mean method, and now step deviation method. So for step deviation method, I have to find ui. ui. What is ui? I want to write here ui is equal to di upon c, or I can say ui is equal to xi minus a upon c. In maximum books that c has represented by h, class size. Okay, so you need not to worry about it what I am writing here. The symbols can be changed, but their meaning is same. Now we have got ui, and when we use formula that to find variance by using ui, I can write sigma square is equal to sigma fi ui square upon sigma fi, and 4 upon sigma fi minus sigma fi ui upon sigma fi, that's whole square also. Okay, in bracket it is c square. I hope there is no doubt. Now I'm repeating myself. Till now whatever I have discussed, I discussed about the simple observation and group data. In the same way, if our observation will be given in the class interval form, I may use any one of them. I can use FIXI direct method. I can use that deviation method. I can use step deviation method, because in class interval the new thing will be there to find xi. Here I am taking xi, whatever I is given. Now I have to find the xi from the given interval by taking the midpoint of the class interval. That will be the xi, and we can do our question easily. Now I am just going to do some question to find this standard deviation and variance. You need not to be worried about it, because some questions are there with us which is important, and after this topic only one topic is left, that is the coefficient of variation. Okay, I am going to start with the easy question. That question number 1 2 3 4 5 all are easy, and here we are having observation in a simple form. That simple observations are there, and it's written find the mean and variance of the following data. So 1 2 3 4 5 I'm going to do 4 questions. Question number 4, let us see what is the question number 4. Whatever formula I have here is already given in your book. Maybe that given in the different way, like I used ui. I used here in the formula ui for step deviation, and I used because previous topic also when I discussed about the mean, when that time also we had used ui, but in your book directly now he has taken a new variable, that is ti. So you need not to be confused regarding that ti and ui. Both are the same thing, both are the step deviation method, and it means simply ui is equal to di upon c, or ti also is equal to di upon c, where di is xi minus a is assuming. So hope there is no problem related to this. Okay, now what I want to tell you, listen me very carefully. I'm going to do one question here. Question number, as I told you, 4. That first of all I want to write here observation. In question number 4, observations are written like it's a 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Then after it is 22 and 24. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 16, 18, 20, 22 and 24. These are the observations what I has given in with you, and there are many ways to do this question. Either we can write it in a column, and then we can find x bar, and after getting x bar we may form another column xi minus x bar, and then after we can write xi minus x bar the whole square. All these things are there with you. It is up to you which one you want to follow, or directly, no need to make any column. No need to make any column. Directly I can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I will write n is equal to 10, and then x bar is equal to sigma xi upon n, that is equal to 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12 plus 14 plus 16 and plus 18 plus 20 plus 22 plus 24 and 4 upon 10 I can write. Now 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 8 is 14, 14 plus 6 is 22, 22 plus 4 is 26, 26 plus 2 is 8. Let me do it. 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 8 is 14 plus 6 is 22, 22 plus 4 is 26, 28. That can be written as 28 plus 8 will be 36 plus 6 will be 42. In hand I am having 4. Now 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 152 upon 10. Once again, you may see that whether we have added all these things correctly or not. 6 plus 8 will be 18. Sorry, 6 plus 8 will be 14. 14 plus 10 will be 24. It's 36. Then 15, 66, 66, 76, and plus 8 will be 84, plus 2, 104, and it's 126, and it is 150. I have done some mistake, it should be 150. Let me see again. 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 8 is 14, 14 plus 6 is 20, 20 plus 4 is 24, and that is 26, and it is 40. Actually, what I have done mistake. What I am thinking here, I would put 14 plus 6 is 22. That's why we have done mistake. So it is 15, and now it is 15. Whenever we are getting some decimal number, then we should think about it again, because the square of this decimal will be creating problem for us. So what can I write? X bar is equal to 15. Now I can find xi minus x bar, and it will be 6 minus 15 is 9. 8 minus 15, you can write like that because it's square we have to use. No? Minus 9, 8 minus 15 is minus 7, and then 10 minus 15 is minus 5, it's minus 3, minus 1, 1. And then 18 minus 15 is 3, 20 minus 15 is 5, 22 minus 15 is 7, and the last one is 24 minus 15 is I think 9. Then I can write it xi minus x bar the whole square, that is equal to 81, 81, 49, 25, 9, 1, 9, 25, 49, and then after 81. And to find the variance, what can I write? That is sigma xi minus x bar the whole square upon n. What can I write is? I think 81 plus 49 plus 25 plus 9 plus 1 plus again 1 plus 9 plus 25 plus 49 and plus 81. What I am thinking, I add these, and then after 2 times of this one will be the whole. So 9 plus 1 is 10, 10 plus 35 is 25 is 35, 35 and it is 50, 85, 85 plus 80 is 85 plus 80 is 165, and 165 into 2 is 330 divided by 10, that is 33. It will be variance, and square root of this one will be the standard deviation. So due to the short of time, I am not able to do some more question here. Definitely in next class I will do some more question, and then after coefficient of variance I will discuss, and then statistics will be completed, and we will start our new chapter, that is probability. And please try to solve the remaining question, and in your live session you discuss about it. Okay, thank you, have a good day.